What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to the Sooner Surge for a little basketball preview for tonight. If you're not subscribed to our channel, please do so. Turn on those notifications, like and comment. That's how you can help us out. Tonight, 7 p.m., back in the LNC after the two-game road losing streak that they're on. Students are back on campus. It should be a great atmosphere tonight. At least I hope it is for the Sooners, who really need to get things back on track. Again, no excuse for losing the two games they lost. However, getting blown out a little bit in the second half in those, a little bit of a cause concern, at least for me. And I fully expect OU to bounce back tonight against West Virginia, because if they do not bounce back, there's some major concerns here. This West Virginia team, Jackson, a team that beat Texas at home last week and really got a good W. It's a team in which Raekwon Battle, their best player, is just now really coming into fashion after getting the late start on the year.
Yeah, and as you said, they got a massive win at home versus Texas. A win, in which could give a team like this some confidence. And their first two games of conference play, they got smacked. Like they did not play well. And then they were able to beat Texas. And, it was Moser yesterday after practice, right? He said that Oklahoma, they need to find a way to grit out a win, find a way to respond. Because versus Kansas and versus TCU, Oklahoma did not play good basketball at all. So now you have to capitalize. You're back at home. Jeremy, as you said, the students are back. I expect a very good student environment. Now, the fans, it'll be interesting to see actually how the fans show up, because it's a Wednesday night, right? It's cold outside. So I think it'll be interesting to see that aspect. But Oklahoma, I think guys like Suarez and Darthard, this is a game in which they need to find themselves again, because neither of them played well on the road, right? Darthard, I don't know how many.
Darthard played horrible. Suarez was actually pretty good. He at least he got 6 or 8 rebounds both games.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, but you get my point, right? They're not scoring like Oklahoma needs them to off the bench. They both need to step up and score more. So, but I think that this is a great opportunity for Oklahoma to step up and have the opportunity to respond, in which they did not play very well in both games on the road.
And really, it was two halves they didn't play well. They didn't play well either second half. The first half of both of those games, they're down 1 at Kansas. That's a great half. Maybe the bigger issue for this OU team, obviously a major issue is you've got to hit 3-pointers, and Darhard's been a guy that's missed. Soares has missed open threes, but it's not just them. This goes beyond them. Otego Way has to be back to being a scorer. He's not. Yeah, I know he scored in the second half, whatever. Otego Way has not been great. Uzan's been the best player on this team. I think it'll be interesting to see if Luke Northweather gets some minutes again. I think he can provide a pick and pop aspect that they don't have elsewhere. That will be interesting to see. But really, Javion McCollum's got to limit the turnovers. Too many turnovers. He's had 11 in the last 2 games. Yeah. This is a team that can't afford to not be scoring on the offensive side, especially if they're not hitting shots. And let's be honest, West Virginia has some guys. They're going to come in here tonight with nothing to lose. All the pressure's on this Sooner team, and one of their better players of past in the past few weeks has been Patrick Sumnick. He is a game time decision. They're going to make a decision there in Norman. Been fighting an illness, so we'll see what happens on that. But there is zero excuse for this OU team tonight to not come out with the win.
Yeah, that's right. And I think you said that this West Virginia team has no pressure. I agree, right? They're going to come out. They're going to try and throw the first punch early. They're going to try and find a way to get up early on Oklahoma and make Oklahoma play from behind, and which is not what Oklahoma wants to do, right? Oklahoma, they want to get out early. They want to be able to control the pace with their guards, be able to control the pace of the game and make it into an Oklahoma-style type of basketball in which this team has played for the majority of the part of this year. The 3 times Oklahoma's lost this season, Jeremy, has been whenever they've played not good in one half, right? Oklahoma, we've seen now this team's going to have to play good in both halves, I believe, in order to have a successful season. Like I do, right?
Yeah.
There's too many times, especially versus Kansas, right? They came out in the second half. Javian McCollum, he played terrible in the second half. I'm not even sure. Did he even score in the second half versus Kansas?
Yeah, he scored. It wasn't pretty. It obviously wasn't pretty. And
No.
Jackson, you're right. Now, this team does not have a bad loss yet. The 3 losses, North Carolina, TCU on the road, and Tech and Kansas on the road, they don't have a bad loss. Tonight would be an absolute abysmal loss if you're to lose on your home floor against West Virginia. But the other thing Porter Moser said post-practice yesterday was they just had some defensive lapses. All right. They haven't gone over things when they should have, or under things, or it's been very small, minute things, but they've made some mistakes, communication, other things. And look, I think they got to crash the boards a little better. I think this team has to dominate on the boards tonight. And I think this team has to limit turnovers tonight. And they got to make shots. If they do those 3 things, they're going to win. And they should win this game. But you're right. You got to turn it around. You have winnable 3 of the next 4 games, and it starts tonight in the LNC. This is when the streak starts. Obviously, you win the 3 home games out of your next 4. Even if they lose at Cincy, then they're in pretty good shape in this Big 12. It's a gauntlet. It is an absolute gauntlet. OU sits 12th right now or something. That's because there's so many tied at 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think it's just, as you said, it's a tough conference. So if you don't come in and play your best through 2 halves, you are going to lose, no matter if it is the worst team in the conference like Oklahoma State or if it is the best team. It does not matter, right? This is a Big 12 conference that, Jeremy, as you said, is a gauntlet. And whenever you play teams like West Virginia that aren't the best, or versus a team that's awful in Oklahoma State, right? These are games that you have to win. You have to take advantage, especially at home. And because if you're not going to be able to win your games on the road, if you're not going to be able to steal games on the road, you have to defend home court. You just have to. And this is an Oklahoma team, right, that if they play 2 good halves of basketball, they're one of the top 4 best teams in the Big 12. We've seen it. Whenever they're clicking on both sides for 2 consecutive halves, they're a top 10 team in the whole entire country. So it's just they have to put everything together. And, I also think that, Jeremy, I think you said earlier, Otega Owe, he needs to find himself. He needs to get back into his scoring role that he was in before conference play started. And, I also look for a guy like Jalen Moore also maybe to get something going tonight because he's not played well offensively the last few games. So I also look for him to get going tonight.
Yeah, and he is a garbage guy. I mean, that's what he is. He's going to get putbacks and things like that. And I want to see Uzan utilizing the high ball screens. I don't really care to see Javion McCollum using the ball screens when he can go by his guy. Uzan's great out of him, and Javion not as much. But you're right, Jackson. If ifs and buts were candies and nuts, it'd be Christmas every day. This team has got to stop with the ifs, and they got to do it tonight at the LNC. We'll make sure we have a post-game video to break down this game. So make sure you're subscribed to the Sooner Surge. I expect OU to win tonight. I know Jackson does as well against West Virginia, and get this streak going again and get this ship headed in the right direction. But appreciate you watching our videos. Till next time, Boomer.